So they look around the hotel, no sign of Natalee. They're like, where is she? Who was the last one who saw her? And they're kind of like realizing the last time anyone saw her was getting into a car with 3 guys. Not good, right? When Natalee is nowhere to be found, one of the chaperones calls Natalee's mom and her stepdad and lets them know, like, we can't find her, which I'm sure not a great phone call to receive. So immediately, the mom and stepfather, they got onto like a private jet, with some of their friends, and like they head out to Aruba in hopes to locate their daughter. As soon as they land, the first thing they do is they head straight to the Holiday Inn where Natalee and all the kids from the trip were staying. And the hotel night manager was able to pull up surveillance videotape that showed part of the casino area as well. And I guess it was shown on tape, Yoan and Natalee. I'm not sure though, because I kind of read 2 conflicting things. One said it was just Yoan and like the boys, and another one said it was like Yoan and Natalee getting into the car, but I'm not sure because I couldn't get a clear answer here. But what we do know is that the night manager recognized this Yoan guy, and he's like, I know him, like that's Yoan. And so with this information, Natalee's parents, they go straight to the police. They tell the police that her daughter's missing and they need to start with this dude, Yoan, because they caught him on videotape. That's where we gotta start. So at least they have like somewhere to start, right? Geez, like where would you start? I don't even know. After they tell the police what's going on, Natalee's parents, their friends, and 2 police officers head to Yoan's house to look for Natalee. At first, they noticed that Yoan was a little sketchy. Okay, they knock on the door, knock, knock, knock. Yoan's like, hello, who's there? And it's the police. Hi, we have some questions. And they're like, hey, we saw on videotape where it was said that you were the last person seen with this girl, Natalee. Can you tell us what happened? And when he answers the questions, he's like, yeah, I mean, I know her, but I didn't know her name. And I guess one of the Kopak brothers, is that their name? Yeah, his name was Deepak. He walks into the room, right? He's like, who are you talking to Yoan. And he listens in and starts to correct Yoan. He's like, no, remember? We were hanging out with her at the club and she wanted to go see sharks. Remember? And we took her to the beach. We dropped her off at our hotel at around 2 a.m. And then Yoan chimes in with like, oh yeah, yeah. And she fell out of her car. I tried to help her up, but she wouldn't let me. So, I mean, weird vibes, It was like, okay. And then Yoan adds one more piece to the story. He's like, yeah, I remember driving away and I looked back and I saw a guy in a black shirt come up to her and start talking to her. And he looked like a security guard. That's it. Okay, great. Naturally, Yoan is like setting off all the red flags. People are like, dude, he knows what's up. We just have to like link him to it, right? Like, where is she? Immediately, when Natalee was reported missing, there was like a giant search and rescue effort that, again, immediately started. There were hundreds of volunteers from both Aruba and around the United States that came out to help. And during the first days of the search, the Aruban government actually gave thousands of civil servants the day off so they could participate in helping search for Natalee. Yeah. Insane. Then on top of that, 50 Dutch Marines searched the entire shoreline, and they also had divers searching the ocean for her body. I mean, if Natalee was anywhere on or around that island, they were going to find her. Okay. So then Natalee's parents, they offer a $175,000 reward for her safe return. And they're also raised like $50,000 extra dollars by donors to help with her return. So a lot of money and a lot of people looking. And at this point, the hunt for Natalee was getting a lot of media attention, and the world, or at least I could say us in the United States, were following this story heavily. You could not avoid it anywhere, on TV, papers, whatever. It was everywhere. Now, of course, duh. but of course she didn't like hear about this more. But there was like a lot of backlash as well. There were many who argued the reason this case was getting so much attention was because a pretty blonde white woman was missing, which we have seen time and time again. It's very much true. And had a person of color been missing, who knows if the story would have made as many headlines, let alone if someone from the island was missing. They wouldn't shut it down and allow everybody to search for them. Like it wasn't, you know, it just didn't, it wasn't, I don't want to say it's not fair. Like you understand, you get it. I mean, their feelings are definitely valid here, okay? So some people were just upset with how much effort was going into this. And it's like, hey, if I went missing, Aruba wouldn't be searching for me like this. Like, this is really, okay, you know? It doesn't mean that you can't still search. It's just, can we have the same for everybody? That's all. So then it starts getting real funky fresh. On June 5th, it's 6 days after Natalee had disappeared, there's 2 arrests that were made. So 2 former security guards at a nearby hotel were arrested on suspicions of murder and kidnapping. Now, there were rumors going around that these guys would cruise hotels to pick up women.